Okay, so, hi! It's been a year. Y'all may be wondering, why am I just recording the game itself? It's because I'm lazy, and also, they're rerunning the Riley event that I was so worried about getting my initial video out on time for, so, I figured it might be fun to go through it and get my actual thoughts on it. But also, I'm, hanging out in the main Pokemon Center because he's here, so we can actually look at one of his conversations. People, Pokemon, even animate objects all give off their own aura. Sensing an opponent's aura allows you to gauge how powerful they are. It's possible the best trainers sense that sort of thing unconsciously. And see, this is why I want to talk. What? What do you mean they sense it unconsciously? How? Is it just like please don't tell me that you're saying everybody can do it. God. Anyway, so we're actually gonna look at the event real quick. Okay, so yes, I've already run through the entire thing and done it again. Because it's really quick and very easy, especially if you have him, which you get him automatically. Fun little details. The other really interesting thing about Riley to note, just real quick, are the time periods in which he's been available. Obviously, the first time period was, right before Dimith thing, February 19th to March 31st, 2024. This was, and for me, this was the interesting part, this was right before Volo got added, and also right before the 4.5 year anniversary. The second time that we ran around was September 9th to 21st, which is a much smaller time period to be running the event, and that was shortly after we actually got Chapter 1 of the Arceus arc, well, once it was finally named the Arceus arc, because, I didn't have that name for a hot minute. And I believe also right around then, the anniversary's pretty close, right? Hold on. Yeah, and it was also, it was named the Arceus arc right in time for the anniversary, so again, they got him right after the anniversary, and now again, they're running him a year after the first time, right before the 5.5 year anniversary. And they're running him for like a month and a half. It's weird that he gets to hang around for so long. Am I the only one crazy? Am I going crazy? I don't know. Also, don't know how much you're going to be able to hear the music, because my phone is silly. Anyway, yes, we're going to replay the area. It's fine. I'm also specifically going to be going with the most interesting conversation option. With the more interesting conversation option, because it's the one that took me out, and I get to explain it. Yeah, my player character's name is Lockdown. I don't remember why. Lockdown and Rourke were looking for a good place for rock-type Pokemon to train. Yes. Also, it made me so happy to see him again, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, you did just bust down some boulders, so yeah. And this is why it's weird, because this is the thing. So we saw that I mentioned Aura at the Pokemon Center, but you can't get him until you start this event. Riley is very stingy about mentioning Aura in the games. Again, as I went over, literally the only time that he brings it up is in Platinum. If you get to his last Pokemon and get it like below half health or something, you have to get under specific circumstances to get it. In the manga, it comes up a little bit more, and it's more publicly known about, but also that's Spay canon, and Spay canon is not game canon. They're very different here, obviously. Anime canon, he completely neglects mentioning that he has it until it's a dire situation. I get that it's Masters and they kind of play a little bit faster and looser with characterization, but it's weird, okay? And then there's Mr. I didn't know you were in Passio. When did that happen? Yeah, I was led here by a mysterious power. He never mentioned... Wait, it's like... When did you get here, Riley? I was led here. When did you get here? And he just smiles. It's like, why don't you answer? Why aren't you answering? Again, it's weird that he's so blasé about mentioning it. Maybe that's not the right word. And then he says the fucking line. Which is also how he introduces himself, I believe. Yeah. This is also his, I'm surprised that they didn't use his voice line for it. It's his recruit line. There's also, yeah, and then, so if you pick the first option, he just used, nice to meet you too. I've heard about you. But picking the second one...
Are you eating a balanced diet? Make sure you don't miss any nutrients.
Which initially seems to come out of fucking nowhere? It's like, what? That's not something you've ever brought up in the games before, except it is, apparently, in the Japanese version of Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl in the Battle Tower. This is a line of dialogue he has. I don't know why. It feels like he's doing a bit with Marley that we don't have the privy of actually understanding or having any previous context for. They just say it. I don't remember what her corresponding line is. It's just weird. I think it's a little interesting how it's kind of, like, casual about it. It's like, no hard feelings over, Riley being picked over you. It's fun. My brother and Arceus, you have 2 pseudo-legendaries on your team. Shut up.
Can I ask for a favor?
Yeah.
All right.
And then this is the excuse to go fight Rourke a number of times. But what you normally get as the reward here, if this is your first time doing it, you get Riley. He says the line. If this is your second time doing it, obviously you're just, like with any other scout thing, you're going to be getting, the power-ups. Except, despite being a 5-star sync pair, I think it is specifically because it's a special team-up event, it gets you a 3-star. And here's the other fun thing about that. God, I thought this was gonna be like a 5-minute video. This is not. This is just me rambling. Yay! The other funny quirk about him being a character that you get from just, like, the special team-up events, it means that he only has 3 sets of Pokemon Center dialogue. Like, Petey the Pikachu kid, or Eve the Eevee kid, or all the Furesode girls that we get with the New Year's events, or that one tourist, or, that Hex Maniac. Yeah, all of those guys, they get 3 sets of dialogue. Riley also gets 3 sets of dialogue. I think Professor Oak does too with that one Nidorino, but the point is, if they allow you to get the character very, very easily, as in, like, you don't have to spend any gems on it, they barely talk to you. Which sucks, because it means that Riley won't reveal more lore. Except, oh wait, he will. Give us a minute. Me a minute. What is else? Okay, yes, I have him set as one of my favorites alongside Ryuki and Avery. We'll get back to them. Whatever, doesn't matter. Yes, we've already done this. And again, we're going to pick the interesting dialogue options here. Because there's a couple things that he says that genuinely, I think I had to put my phone down the first time and just head in my hands for a solid, 30 seconds. And yes, they're training in a cave, because he does that. Because, isn't it odd that he's always in mines and caves and stuff? I'm ignoring that call. I get spam calls a lot. If you say, I came here to train. I see you're full of energy. Glad to see another sync pair working hard at their training. But this one... Hi! What? And it's like, he just casually drops this. Out of nowhere. And it's like, you can't just drop that. You can't just say, oh yeah, maybe you can send Aura too. And it's like, sir? Sir, we can count the number of humans that have had confirmed aura abilities across all continuities on 2 hands. 'Cause it's Riley, it's Sir Aaron, it's that one random Aura Guardian from the Keystone Pops, it's Ash, it's Rui, it's Lily from Phantom Thief Pokemon 7, or whatever that order of events is. I don't actually remember off the top of my head anymore. And not even just because I think Rai and Riley are the same person. He says Lucario sends you strong aura too, so Rai also has it. That is 7 individuals that we can confirm it has been called, or that with the powers that they have is called aura. And then he just casually comes along and says, oh yeah, you might have it. Like it's a thing that anybody can have. And then he just brushes past it. And again, why? Why are you always in mines? Why? It is odd that you're always in mines. Can you please explain yourself for once in your goddamn life, Riley? Also, again, some mysterious power, and it's like was it God? Did Arceus say, get your ass over here? Because that would be funny. And especially, I thought it was that because, again, this is right before Volo showed up. This is, again, when we're doing, like, big... Again, it's right before Volo showed up. Volo has the detection of Arceus, mysterious power like that. That kind of made sense to me. There's also the side of it where, like... Hold on. Give me half a second. I need to double check Pokemon Dex entry. Okay, so I did remember, right?
Its constant mischief and misdeeds resulted in it being bound to an odd keystone by a mysterious spell.
That's Spiritom's Dex entry. Spiritom, who was famously sealed away in the anime by an Ore Guardian. Spiritom, who was specifically called out as having been sealed away by a traveler in S.H.I.E.L.D. I will get into Spiritomb a lot more in the future, trust me. It led me down this rabbit hole in the first place, but like... Is it just Aura again? Is God irrelevant? Yeah. In any case! Thanks, Riley. It's a little funny that... It's always gonna be a little funny to me that, yeah, this man dressed up all nice and he goes to hang out in caves. Pouty face.
Can we talk?
You've mentioned them, and frankly, it's frustrating. So let's learn about them. And here's the thing. This is actually where we get a game definition for what Aura is, because we have some idea of actually what it is, both in Spay canon and in anime canon. We had explanations, but here's the game's explanation. Which is a wild explanation. You know, an aura is essentially a vibration that emanates from one's heart or soul. You could say it expresses a person's strength. Which, like, okay, that kind of makes sense. Again, it's wave, it's a vibration, that works. Again, that lines up with kind of the stuff that we've heard before. He's also just not going to mention the fact that all the weird stuff that it can do. Yeah, they can sense it from far away, and it gets stressed about it. Actually, what is this? Yeah, and Lucario's Dex entry, we'll get into the Dex entries later, but the one that it uses in Masters is,
it concentrates its mental energy and fires off mysterious waves called auras, which can crush boulders of large size to dust.
Yeah, and also, it can sense feelings and read their thoughts. And that's a fun bit to include. And I will get into it once I have the energy to actually cover... Once I get my conspiracy board properly put together, we'll be diving into some of this. Trust me.
Yeah.
And then he also just casually... Yeah, he had implied it before. I can also just read it, but not as strong as Lucario, of course. And here's another fun line set. If you reply with mine, you seem puzzled. But if you say, what's my aura like? It's loud and makes me want to learn more about what kind of trainer you are. Loud is a very interesting way to describe it, and it makes me happy because I do feel like it's going to be hard to describe them, but I was writing a thing at one point and I described someone's aura as loud, so it makes me happy that it's easy to hear, okay? It's fun. I can tell what kind of heart they have. Which... I need to go check something else real quick. Be right back. Okay, yeah, sorry, I was double back. I was checking some other lines of dialogue, and let's put it like this. There's a reason I think N has aura, let's put it like that. There's a lot of evidence for me, and again, I'm gonna get into so much of it. There's a lot of thoughts to get in order. I had a bunch of them. I started to line up my dominoes, and then a pickup truck essentially rolled through my dominoes and dumped like 50 more on top of it. Had a great time, by the way. And that just feels like an insult, okay? Your aura hasn't to be imbued with anything.
Incredible.
This must be difficult to understand, buddy. You have no idea. If only you knew how to sense the auras of yourself and others. Yeah, except we can't.
I'm ready to go.
And then he just says this. Implying like, oh yeah, it almost feels like he's saying, yeah, anybody could do it. Or maybe it's not an anybody thing. Maybe it's just because he thinks that we're special. I don't know. Because if you don't pick that second dialogue option and you just, say I came here to train, then this comes out of left field and it's like, what do you mean that we could train? If what? I've been trying, buddy! You just won't give me the answers! Anyway, the only other so again, it was 3 conversations. We've seen one of them. The second one's not that interesting. His third one is, I was traveling for my training and somehow ended up here. At first, I was a bit panicked, but I accepted the situation after realizing I'd stumbled across the perfect place to test my strength. And if you talk to him again, a lot of the people on this island have really strong auras. I like to find them in battle. Which, okay? It's like, what do you were just wandering and you found your way here. How does that work? Like, no, genuinely, how does that work? You were just going somewhere and you suddenly wound up on an island. You're on an island! Like, this isn't just like, oh, you wandered into another region thing. No, you are quite literally on an isolated you're on an isolated landmass in the middle of a body of water. How? Whoa. God. Sorry, I'm gonna be checking. I need to go find something else real quick to share, because there's one person's summary of all of this that genuinely, really, really spoke to me, and I need to find them now. There's from Dragon Fanto on Twitter. The message, the initial tweet was in Japanese, but the translation, in the end, there were too many mysteries surrounding Gensan, and nothing was resolved. But will there be another event? Ah, I see. Thank you very much. Which, big mood. There's so many mysteries. We don't have any answers. Oh, is this it? Is it Kaori? Is it this one? I think it. Oh yeah, that one's not it. Hold on. Yes, I'm being annoying. I don't. Oh, okay. He's talking about eggs there. Apparently. Okay, yeah, that was there's Ishi Mania actually explained where the line came from, which is very nice. I'm glad that answers were provided. God, where is it? Is it this one? I think it's this one. Okay, no, that's not. So I know that this part is probably not at all interesting, is it? So immediately, I got bored at one. Well, not really bored. I started looking around the Japanese side of the Pokemon Pitum on Twitter, specifically trying to find more information about Haku, because that's Rai's Japanese name. And other people being like, so like, are they the same guy? Is that what's going on? And some people are they the same? Is it reincarnation? Who knows? Where is the line? Where is the person who... God. Because there was somebody who, again, just phrased it in the best way possible. Alright, I'm gonna pause for now, hold on. Okay, so apparently the person who originally made the tweet has made their account protected, but the tweet translates, what exactly is the heart? What is a soul? What is wave? And it's, you know what, I feel that. Like, what is aura? Nobody understands. I've been trying to crack it for more than a year, and I still haven't figured it out. Hold on. And then we're gonna get to the other thing that genuinely, I feel like people just kind of forget that it's a thing. God, where is it? Decks. Yeah. The people decks. This is where all the descriptions come from. This is where we get all of the Pokedex entries and also the people dex entries, I guess, is what you would call them. It's all in Bulbapedia already, but we're in the game, so we're gonna look at it in the game. I've been recording for 20 minutes. And I've been doing this for longer because I've been pausing every time I want to go look for something, so that way you don't hear my madness rambling. God. Anyway, he's a sprint pair, I think. Right? I thought he was sprint. Am I stupid? Is he field? I thought he had... No, he's a sprint pair. Oh, hey, it's an EX roll. I'm the most intelligent person alive. This mysterious trainer with a soft demeanor trains on Iron Island in the Sinnoh region. Through his aura powers, he's able to sense the emotions of others. And I think it's really interesting that they keep driving home, specifically here, that aura can sense feelings. And like I said, the conspiracy board video will go into this stuff more. I don't think it ever actually says that Sylveon's using aura, but like Sylveon's using aura. It gets feel like she might say it. I think it actually, no, I think it does say it like Japanese or something. But the point is that aura's weird, Riley's weird. I'm glad he's here. He's caused so many more problems for me than I could have ever anticipated. Thank you and good night.